Peterbrook.
Just the 2 frames away from getting over the line in a very dangerous opening round this year's championship against the talented Jamie Jones, who in fairness probably was happy to see the interval arrive when it did. Sean was flying at the time, so as he regrouped. He's a little short with the cue ball, and very dangerous to be leaving tempters like this for Sean Murphy. His cue action has been in superb form this afternoon. When you can knock them in like he does, not much point in refusing them. Just tried to flick the red away from the black there, but got the cannon on the black instead. I mean, a high tariff shot this. If you pot that and just flick that red away, it's asking for a heck of a lot, but good pot.
Yellow ball. Sean Murphy 1.
Well played. That was a much better negotiation of the safety shot there. Cue ball's a lot tighter to the bottom cushion there. I say sometimes he's accused of being a little bit sloppy in that department, but there's such a difference if you can keep that cue ball tight on the rail. It's much harder for your opponent to play a good shot in return. Well, you hit one in the last frame far too thick, and there's another one. So conscious of trying to get an escape route back to the balk area, the pot was missed by a mile.
A tricky opening red for Sean, because he's going to have to play a little bit of pace to screw the cue ball back for the black to the same pocket. Don't expect him to miss it. Yeah, right in the middle of the pocket. Just drop this black and he'll cannon the red to the left of the 2. Looks like a natural angle. Oh, don't miss the black though. Careless. Completely took his eye off the pot.
Murphy 1.
Thinking about the cue ball. I thought that John, it looked to me like it was a natural angle just to cannon the other red, leave the one below the black spot. Maybe it wasn't a natural angle. But it's gone unpunished.
Yeah, he's a bit at sea at the moment as Jamie lost his way. Okay, that wasn't over the hole, but it was a long way thick. Just wondering whether this is a big pocket with the black being there. It is. Well, it would be if you hit it something like you should do. And that was a wide for him. Not like one of his best.
He's just got to get the focus back that he had before the interval, 2.5 frames before the interval, Sean Murphy. He doesn't want to let this match, or let his opponent back into this match. To me, Jamie Jones almost looks like he's a beaten man. It's like a boxing match. You just need to finish him off now.
Well, he had to go at the cross double a couple of shots ago. Now he's had to go at that double. He's just trying to make things happen a little bit. I think he feels as if he's not been involved, which in some extent is very true with Sean making a couple of century breaks, but he's just trying to get himself back in the groove and get involved and score a few points.
Yeah, it's the type of player Jamie Jones is. You know, he looks very busy around the table. He's a sort of inspirational player.
Fine.
And you don't want to let him get his confidence back up again and give him any sniff of this match.
Yeah, as Hazel mentioned earlier this afternoon, you know, he can, as he did in the match with Sean Murphy last time, he won 3 or 4 frames in the spin to take a lead in it when he knocked Sean out, so he's capable.
Afraid that's a shocker.
13.
Okay, this red may still be cuttable, but the red it is closest to, and this one is pretty easy to be nicely on one of these reds.
Yeah, he's definitely
Jones,
struggling.
30.
I mean, that was a pretty straightforward positional shot from the black to get on a red there. He's miles overcut that, didn't hit the jaws. So Sean's just got to mind his work here, keep that concentration up, because his man's on the rack.
One.
If there wasn't a red in between the black and the bunch, he may have been tempted with that last shot to go into the bunch. And then look at the work on the cue ball. Well, whatever red he takes on, it's not easy.
This is the key ball though, isn't it? If you knock this in, he's been queuing this afternoon, you'd fancy him scoring enough points. So big shot. Yep, and he knew it.
If there was no interval, that red would have been in. He's just lost that little bit of intensity in his concentration.
Well, I'll be very impressed if he scores enough here in one visit, because he's been looking very shaky as Jamie Jones. That miss from Sean Murphy, which wasn't easy, I'll grant you that, might have just given him a little bit of encouragement. But at the same time, he's got to do his stuff here. He's got to score.
9.
And he'll be struggling if he hits it as badly as that. The cue ball shouldn't have been anywhere near the cushion there. So he's just putting more pressure on himself. Well done. Well recovered. Under the circumstances, a better shot than it looked.
16.
Yeah, winning frames and 2 or 3 chances is all well and good, but it doesn't put the pressure on your opponent that winning a frame in one visit does.
17.
That's what he needs to do again. Very careless. He's lucky to have the red in bulk.
I mean, the only thing he's got to do there, Stephen, is get the other side of the blue. I mean, it's such a poor shot today. He's got all the scoring balls are down this end of the table, so his cue ball's not right. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think because of the pressure he's put himself under, or he is under from being 8-5 down. He's
22.
He's putting so much effort into potting the ball that it's not natural, the positional side of the shot. When you're playing well and full of confidence, everything just flows
23.
together. Just have to make sure you steer clear of the blue ball here with the cue ball. He's managed that. Good shot.
Yeah, now he's back in prime position, so good shot. Just got to concentrate. Make
36.
sure you make this break easy for yourself. Keep that cue ball nice and tight.
Time. 27.
So black, red above the black, and then the loose one on the left-hand side. When he pots that loose one that's on the left by the pink, that'll open the bottom red of the three in the cluster. So the next three reds are all fine.
$34. $35.
Choices here. Can either go into the three reds, or I can play the cannon to the red to the left of the pink, leave one to the right corner. He did neither. But he's got red to right middle.
Yeah, I was thinking he was going to screw back the other side, just guarantee he was on the red,
42.
and then he'd be on the bottom one. But you know, whichever way he went about it, he just had to leave himself a pot on this.
43.
So that bottom red of the three will go.
Just this black though, to leave Sean Murphy needing a snooker. Well done. Well done, Jamie Jones. It's been a good visit. I mean, he's looked pretty shaky even at the start of this frame.
50.
Yeah, said at the start of this contribution, I'll be impressed if he clears or wins the frame because of what's been going on. So I'm impressed. It's been very good.
51.
He's managed to get himself back together. He had a poor shot at the start of the break, leaving the cue ball near the side cushion, but he negotiated the black. And since then, this has been a very good response. So he's still in there punching.
$58. Jamie Jones,
Sean
58
Murphy
on the frame.
decided to concede. So it was an important frame for Jamie Jones to win. 8-5 down. He's reduced the deficit to 2 frames. Still trails Sean Murphy though, 8 frames to 6.
So once again, we've seen the interval really change things around, Stephen. As I say, Sean Murphy was flying before the interval. There's a couple of shots he played, and you mentioned this one off the side cushion. Yeah,
he's overscrewed the positional shot and left himself this. He's a choice of 3 reds really, the red below the black also. He's chosen the easier of the pots. But as you said, if that was before the interval, you'd fancy him 19 times out of 20 to pot that.
I think he also knew the importance himself, didn't he? I said in commentary, if you knock this one in, you're bound to be on a colour, and that could be framed. So I think the whole thing sort of wrapped up in one, didn't it, really? There was a bit more pressure on it.
Yeah, obviously Sean's got to fight against the fact that, you know, he played so well to go 8-5 ahead. The match isn't won yet, and that's why I said at the beginning of the frame, so important to keep that focus.
As for Jamie Jones, well, he did very well there. I thought he was right up against it. There were signs he was playing doubles and all sorts of things and trying to get himself involved, and missed a couple of shots he wouldn't, but he recovered very well. That was an excellent contribution there to get back in the match. And you know, if it had gone 9-5, you'd have been thinking that was all